You're watching NSPN.TV, the Neighborhood Sports Network. Coverage is made possible by your local McDonald's owners and operators, offering competitive wages, paid time off, and tuition assistance. And by the Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Wayzata High School. We are getting set for some non-conference girls basketball as number 2 Maple Grove travels on the road to take on number 5 Wayzata. Both teams come in with the record of 4-1 on the young season, with the second matchup in 6 games between these two teams. These two teams met earlier in the season back on November 26th. It was a 1-point victory for Maple Grove, with Jordan Odie getting the game-winning layup with 8 seconds remaining to put Maple Grove in front and eventually getting the game winner. Jordan Odie had more than half of Maple Grove's points. The final score was 56-55. Jordan Odie put up a 30-piece en route to victory. Jordan Odie is a walking bucket. She is committed to Michigan State University to play for the Spartans, and that is going to be the key to the game for Wayzata. They're going to have to limit her opportunities if they want a chance to win. It's a good thing that Wayzata gets another shot at Maple Grove, such an early opportunity in the season. Instead of having that weigh on them all year, they get a chance to bite at the apple once again and get it out of the way. We'll see if they can bounce back here at home. We talked about both teams being 4-1. Wayzata bouncing back with 2 victories, 102-31 over Park Center, 79-48 over Chaska after suffering that loss to Maple Grove. For the Crimson, their only blemish on the season, their second game of the year, to Providence Academy. They give up 82 points to the Lions. They lost 82-75. That is Madden Greenway and the Providence Academy Lions. Maple Grove opened the season, however, with a 4-point win over number 5, Eden Prairie. And then that win against Wayzata, 80-56 over Rosemount, and then 72-51 over Lakeville North, a good Lakeville North team. That last game for Maple Grove was on December 3rd, so they haven't played in some time. We'll see how they come out and start the game. Talked about Jordan Odie. Also, players to keep an eye on are the Hanna sisters. Addie Hanna, 9.5 points per game. Lexi Hanna, 11 points per game. And Bella Hanna, 7 points per game. And then also Katie Holmquist, committed to Montana. She's averaging 12.5 points per game. Did not score against Wayzata in the earlier meeting. For the Trojans, Sophie Hawkinson is the key for the Trojans. She's averaging 18 points per game, coming off of 22-point performances last 2 times out. Gonna need a big performance from her tonight. She only had 11 points in the loss to Maple Grove just a few games ago. Marin Day, the scintillating sophomore, was the leading scorer for the Trojans that night. She had 15 points. Allie Burns was also in double figures, along with Katie Kelsenberg. Annika Kieser was a non-factor. And this team that Julie Stewart has as the 4th-year head coach, she plays about 7, can go about 9 or 10 deep. She has a pretty consistent rotation, depends on the game is going. But Mallory Macbeth, younger sister to Wyatt Macbeth, who is a standout on the boys basketball team, she's emerged off the bench with 6.2 points per game. She is just a freshman, but has been an impact player. And also the first-year varsity player, Kaya Nash, who's a sophomore. She's averaging 8.5 points per game for the Trojans. Mark Cook is the head coach for Maple Grove in his 21st year. The Crimson coming off of a fantastic season. They won their first state tournament game on a buzzer beater. Claire Stern backdoor layup that beat Lakeville North in the quarterfinals. They lost to Hopkins in the semis and then took fourth place after losing in the 3rd place game to St. Michael Albertville, 72-54. Not a lost season for Maple Grove, a lot to build on. 21st year for Mark Cook. However, the Crimson did lose 2 key players, Ava Cassette, who's now playing at South Dakota, and then the aforementioned Claire Stern. Jordan Odie is the focal point. Should be a good one coming up next. A top 5 showdown, non-conference girls basketball coming up next here on NSPN.
You're watching NSPN.TV, the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Up here, it's all about perspective. From the good life to the bad weather, the cities, the townships, the land, the water. It's the state we love to love. It's the state we hate to leave. Fly over? Do so at your own peril, because perspective matters. And if it's happening down there and over there or up there, read about it here and all across here. This isn't Minnesota nice. This is Minnesota news, and we are the Minnesota Star Tribune. We're not a paper, we're a fabric, one that can unite, incense, connect, frustrate, represent, and reflect all of us. It's the faces you may know. It's the voices you may not have heard. It's major, minor, it's urban, rural, it's left, right, and center field, because all the states a stage, and everyone plays their part. We are the Minnesota Star Tribune, the heart and voice of the North.
I've been going to college now for like 4 years, and throughout my time here at McDonald's, I've earned a little over 12 grand in scholarship money from Archways. So
Archways each year gives me $2,500 for my tuition, which is a big deal.
While working at McDonald's, I've learned good time management skills and good communication skills.
after I started working here, I convinced a bunch of my friends to come work here too, because I thought the job was so cool.
I'm here at the XL Energy Center in St. Paul for the 2024 Minnesota State High School League Volleyball State Championship. I'm talking today with Allie Kronk, who's been the public address announcer for the state tournament for 50 years.
I have been working with Dorothy McIntyre for quite a bit on girls' sports. And when it came time to bring an announcer in for volleyball and gymnastics, I do gymnastics, did track at one time, I think she was looking for somebody with a voice like mine, apparently. And Dorothy also knows that I am a big promoter of girls' sports, and so she thought, let's have a woman do it, and this woman has probably got the voice that would do it. I was a teacher for 35 years. I taught health education, physical education, special education. I'm a mom of 4 children and a grandma of 8 grandchildren, kind of an activist person, but yet I have a lot of fun groups, book clubs and craft groups and that type of thing. I was going to school at St. Cloud State University, and I was very involved in the gymnastics program. Not that I could be a gymnast, because back in my day we couldn't be athletes, we were cheerleaders. But I was really enjoying gymnastics, so I invited Dorothy McIntyre's Happy Hearts from Eden Prairie. She had a gymnastics team called, and they came up and they worked with our kids from the college. Then when I started teaching in Minnetonka in the junior high, Dorothy once again brought over her Happy Hearts, and it was really more through gymnastics than anything that I got involved. In fact, we kind of laugh about when we planned the very first gymnastics meet. It was on the living room floor of my home back in 1974.
Kronk explains what makes for a good PA announcer.
To me, the biggest thing is when a girl gets to a state tournament, they deserve to have their name pronounced correctly. And so I will spend a lot of time with the coaches. Sometimes I even need to talk to one of the girls and tell them about, you know, finding the pronunciation for their name. But that's a huge part of it. And then to be able to speak clearly and to be able to speak with some enthusiasm so that the crowd is feeling the excitement of the sport. I definitely spend time at home preparing. I go through all the name pronunciations from what I had from last year before I even meet the coaches again this year. I go through my script. I usually meet or talk with Amy beforehand for any changes that need to be done. I go through any notes from last year that I need to know about. It's preparation. I feel like this is my job, and I want to do it well, and I love doing it. I feel a little bit more confident than I did in 1974. I come usually about an hour and a half before the first match begins, and when I come, I have a good process now of laying everything out, of all the people that I need to check in with.
She also believes support at home is key.
When I started announcing, I had no children. Then we eventually had 1, 2, 3, 4 children. During the volleyball and the gymnastics tournament, my husband would take those days off, and he would bring the kids to me. So during the sessions, I could nurse my babies. And then I would get right back into announcing again. So I was very lucky to have such a supportive husband.
And sometimes you find out what your job means to other people.
After I had done this for about 10, 11 years, I got very, because I do meet the coaches and I do get to know them a lot, and I do get to know the gymnasts. After about 11 years, the team from Marshall presented me with this medal, and it has a volleyball player on the front, and on the back it says, "Let's play volleyball." I wear it for all the tournaments. It means a lot.
At the XL Energy Center in St. Paul, covering the 2024 Minnesota State High School League Volleyball Tournament, Justin Barrientos, NSPN.TV.
Starting from Maple Grove at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 1, Addie Hanna. For Wayzata at guard, a 6'1" sophomore, number 3, Mared Day. For the Crimson at guard, a 5'7" junior, number 20, Katie Holmquist. For the Trojans at forward, a 6' senior, captain number 11, Allie Burns. For Maple Grove at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 24, Lexi Hanna. For Wayzata at guard, a 5'8" senior, captain number 12, Sophie Hawkinson. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 31, Jordan O'Dee. For the Trojans, at guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 24, Annika Kieser. For Maple Grove, at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 42, Bella Hanna. And for Wayzata at forward, a 6'2" senior, number 41, Katie Kelsenberg. The Crimson are led by head coach Mark Cook and come into the game with an overall record of 4 wins and 1 loss. Wayzata is led by head coach Julie Stewart, and the Trojans come into the game with an overall record of 4 wins and 1 loss. Our officials for today's game are from Big Sky Conference. Officials are Dawson Blank, Robert Bissonette, and Chad Baru.
And so we are all set to go here from Wayzata High School, a top 5 showdown between number 5 Wayzata and number 2 Maple Grove. The Trojans looking for some early revenge here as they suffered a 1-point loss a few games ago to Maple Grove. Wayzata in the home blue and Maple Grove in the road white. Katie Kelsenberg will jump it up for Wayzata. Bella Hanna will jump it up for Maple Grove. Kelsenberg wins the opening tap, and the Trojans control the opening possession. Mara Day getting in the lane early, got it knocked out of her hands. Allie Burns puts it back up and in. Wayzata strikes first here at home. And if you're not familiar with the Trojans, they like to bring the press. And they cause havoc as they get a turnover early on. Sophie Hawkinson will set up the offense here for Wayzata. A duck in. Katie Kelsenberg going to work. Got it back off the miss. And last touch by the Crimson. It'll stay with Wayzata. Hawkinson get open off a screen. That one a little too strong, and Odie will see it out. Maple Grove will have it back. So Addie Hanna, Katie Holmquist, Lexi Hanna, Jordan Odie, and Bella Hanna, the starting five for Maple Grove. Marin Day, Allie Burns, Sophie Hawkinson, Annika Kieser, and Katie Kelsberg, the five for the Trojans. Get it into Addie Hanna, and now Lexi Hanna gives it away. Hawkinson steps in front. Hawkinson glides in for two. An early 4-0 start for the Trojans. Looking for a trap. Hawkinson knocked it away. Marin Day able to save it, and Hawkinson scores again. Early timeout from Mark Cook. Wayzata with a great start here at home, 6-0. We'll step aside.
Support your teams and community with NSPN.TV. Enjoy exclusive coverage from Summer Town Ball to high school championships. Plus, feature stories and podcasts that bring you closer to the action. Stay connected with NSPN.TV, your neighborhood sports network.
And we're back here at Wayzata High School. Hogan Greenwood, Claire McLagan with you. And what a start for the Trojans here at home. Number 5 in Class 4A. Got an early bucket and forcing some early turnovers like they do. Julie Stewart in her 4th year has done an outstanding job bringing that defensive mentality to Wayzata. And it's going to be imperative for Maple Grove to figure out this full court pressure. Wayzata did get into a 1-3-1 defensively against Chaska last time out. Another turnover. Hawkinson missed in tight. Marin Day couldn't get it to go. Kieser couldn't get it to go. A 4th chance here for the Trojans on a rebound from Kelsenberg. Whistle and a 3-second violation on Wayzata, giving it back to Maple Grove. But this is a full court press that has Maple Grove in shambles early on. Holmquist gets it into Addie Hanna. Odie dishing down low, and Bella Hanna lays it in. Maple Grove is on the board. Wayzata susceptible to giving up layups if that press is broken cleanly. Here's a backdoor look. Marin Day bobbled it and knocked away. Taken away by Katie Holmquist. Holmquist shovel ahead. Odie, couple fakes, and she lays it in. Jordan Odie, who had 30 points in the 1-point win, including the game winner against Wayzata early on in the season. Second meeting, which doesn't happen too often. Maple Grove won the only meeting last year. That was a 68-50 score as Allie Burns gets to the cup. Allie Burns with 4 early points. Holmquist will carry into the front court. Lexi Hanna open for a 3. That one rattles out. Rebound down to Kieser. Nice backdoor cut. Annika Kieser on a feed from Allie Burns. Hanna throwing up to her sister Bella Hanna. Now Odie finding the open shooter, Lexi Hanna, and she reins it in. So 3 Hanna sisters, all seniors now, all committed to play at the next level as Hawkinson couldn't convert. Up ahead, it's Katie Holmquist running the floor, and she lays it in. Down to a 1-point game. Just over 3 minutes gone in the opening half. Kelsenberg, a touch, drives, a little too strong, got it back. The follow no good. And a fight for it down low. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to Maple Grove. So we talked about the Hanna sisters. Addie Hanna is committed to Augustana. Lexi Hanna committed to Missouri, Kansas City. And Bella Hanna committed to Michigan Tech. And this one, another turnover. Wayzata able to force it again off of Maple Grove. Trojans will have it back, leading by a point. Hawkinson and a touch from Kelsenberg. Now Marin Day down low. Kick it out. Hawkinson thought about a three. Drives. Dishes off for Allie Burns. The mid-range jumper is good. Allie Burns with 6 early points. And another. In the season, she had 10 points. Hawkinson able to catch it off the inbound, gets it back. She is the senior sharpshooter. Nice roll to the rim. Allie Burns, 2 more. Clean break of the press from Maple Grove. Here's Hanna on the drive. Kick it out. Odie will tee up a 3. Off the mark. Tapped around. Taken by Addie Hanna. Able to walk a tightrope on the baseline. Now Lexi Hanna on the drive. And knocked away. Allie Burns with the steal. Nice backdoor look. Marin Day slicing to the basket. Odie will slow it up here in the half court. Odie on the blow by. Blocking foul. Inside the restricted area was the call. Annika Kieser sacrificing her body, but Odie will earn a trip to the free throw line. Odie knocks down the first. We'll see the first substitutions come in for Julie Stewart. It's going to be Ella Goodnature off the bench and Ellie Howard, who's making some strides in 2024. Odie goes 2 for 2. Also in for Maple Grove is Sophia Anderson, number 34 in white. Offensive foul away from the basketball. It'll be a turnover on the Trojans. Second team foul. Katie Kelsenberg called for the off-ball foul. Wayzata does tend to commit a lot of fouls. That is their Achilles heel with the full court presser. Lexi Hanna couldn't hit on a 3. Kelsenberg with the rebound and a foul on Maple Grove in the backcourt. Katie Holmquist called. That is the Crimson's first team foul. Good swing. Ellie Howard cutting and laying it in with the left hand. Ellie Howard averaging 6 points per game off the bench this year. Lob it over for Lexi Hanna. Odie on a switch. Now Holmquist. Holmquist goes behind the back, flips it in off the window. Knocked out of play by Maple Grove. Wayzata looking to push the pace. This is a Trojans team that scores just a shade under 78 points per game. Meanwhile, for Maple Grove, they average about 72 points per game. However, the meeting earlier this year was a 56-55 grinded out basketball game. We'll see how it plays out tonight. Wayzata coming out early with some fireworks. Kaya Nash in for the first time tonight, number 14 in blue. Has been a big key off the bench. Hawkinson had it knocked away, looking down low. This is Anderson who will back it out. Holmquist. Now Hannah off the curl. Odie will come to get it. Under 15 on the shot clock. Addie Hannah, deep range three, a little too strong. Allie Burns clears the board. Kaya Nash thought about a three. She can knock it down. Hawkinson will try. Off to the right. Rebound down to Anderson. Anderson knocked away. Trying to go coast to coast. Ellie Howard on the move. Another giveaway for Maple Grove. Burns had it knocked away. Burns gets it back. And not on the same page with Ella Goodnature. Monica Gieser will come back in for Goodnature. In for the first time tonight is number 25, Sienna Mayer, and also number 12, Caitlin Clough. Could have been a carry. Odie drives and scores. Official said she kept her hand over on top of the ball. Down to a three-point game, 18-15. Just about 8 minutes gone in this first half. Hawkinson sets the screen out top. Foul is going to go on Maple Grove. It's going to go on Sienna Mayer. And Hawkinson will get a breather here. Marin Day back in. Howard gave it away. Not on the same page with Burns. A little sloppy both ways. Here's Katie Holmquist off the bounce, getting in the paint. Burns got hands on it. Couldn't quite get a tie up. Now here's Anderson, handoff. Odie will try from three and splash it in.
That's a three for Crimson's Jordan Odie.
Jordan Odie's got 9 points, and we're tied at 18. Here's Keyser off a curl, and Sienna Mayer is going to commit her second personal. Going to be the third team foul for Maple Grove.
Calls on Crimson's number 25, Sienna Mayer. That is her second.
So Mayer a short stint. She'll go to the bench. Back on is Addie Hannah along with her sister Lexi.
Returning for the Trojans, number 11, Allie Burns.
They're going to call an offensive foul on the Trojans. Marin Day with the hook. Using that off arm. And now both teams have 3 team fouls. Maple Grove did a great job just surviving the early wave from the Trojans. We're tied at 18. Maple Grove has not led yet tonight. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul on Ellie Howard. And now the foul's starting to stack up as Howard will be replaced. Lindsey Harvey in for the first time tonight, talking about how deep Julie Stewart goes on her bench. Lindsey Harvey comes on. Here's Lexi Hannah off the bounce. Forcing it up, that falls off the rim. Offensive rebound for Clough, and we're going to get a tie-up. And the arrow's in favor of Wayzata.
Returning for Maple Grove, number 42, Bella
Bella back on. She only had 4 points in the win against Wayzata earlier in the year. Here's Day with a touchdown low. Kelsenberg gets it back to Day. On a curl, here's Keyser falling away, left it short. And it's going back to the Crimson. A little bit of a drought offensively for Wayzata. Odie had it knocked away. Keyser forces the steal. Kaya Nash running the floor. Nash a little too strong off glass. Back comes Anderson. Up ahead, Odie lost her footing. Look at Annika Keyser get on the floor to win it back for the Trojans. Nash on the drive. Off one leg and gets it to go. Tough bucket for Kaya Nash. Just a sophomore, but talked about how outstanding she's been early on. A first-year varsity player as a sophomore. Knocked away. Good active hands by Lindsay Harvey. The initial call was Wayzata basketball, but it was a clear deflection off Wayzata, and our near official making the correct call there. Wayzata nearly stole possession. It'll be Maple Grove basketball underneath. 8:02 remaining in this first half. Hawkinson back on the floor. Here's Holmquist. Anderson in the lane. Anderson spinning, discarding the defender. Couldn't convert. Kelsenberg pulls down the board, and the foul's going against Maple Grove.
Fouls on the Crimson's number 34, Sophia Anderson. That is her first.
Sophia Anderson picks up her first. Kelsenberg handling it outside of the perimeter here. Now it's Keyser rejecting the screen. Shot clock down to 10. Not a great possession here for Wayzata. Kelsenberg going to work and could not convert. Rebound down to Addie Hanna. Big block, Kelsenberg. Hawkinson's on the move. Hawkinson going coast to coast. Rebound knocked to the near side and last touched by the Crimson. Wayzata will have a fresh shot clock here, leading by 2. Hawkinson gets a touchdown low. Hawkinson, and another layup miss for the Trojans. Addie Hanna had her pocket picked by Hawkinson. Wayzata in transition, Hawkinson, and that's going to be a traveling violation. Stumbled a little bit in the lane there. After Maple Grove tied things up at 18. It's been a little bit of a drought for them offensively. Bella Hanna on the drive. Trying to go glass. Keyser down with the board. Quickly up ahead for Marin Day. Reset with Hawkinson up top. Kelsenberg a duck in. Kick it out. Marin Day spots up and reins in a 3. Marin Day's got 5 points in this first half. An outstanding freshman season last year. Wide open shooter. That was Bella Hanna. Missed it badly. Here come the Trojans back the other way. Not a great pass. And Hawkinson trying to get it up ahead for Keyser. She lost it out of bounds. Wayzata hasn't had the cleanest of possession, even though they lead by 5. They've forced a handful of turnovers early on. Wayzata has backed off the full court pressure a little bit as we approach the 5-minute mark. Odie with a nasty crossover. Pull-up jumper, no. And a whistle going for the loose ball. It's going to go on Annika Keyser. That's going to be her second, so she will exit the ball game here. Kai Nash will come back in, and number 22, Mallory Macbeth, has come in as well, giving Katie Kelsenberg a breather. Holmquist back on the floor. Here's Odie. Handoff for Addie Hanna, lefty southpaw. Could not hit from deep. Hawkinson down with another board. Burns had a hot start, has since cooled off. Hawkinson will step out from 3. That one halfway down and out. Burns a second chance. Burns able to slip the screen and score inside the lane. Allie Burns with an excellent first half. She's in a double figures now with 10. Kick out for Anderson. That 3 spins out. Hawkinson down with another board, looking to push the pace. Burns. Offensive rebound, Macbeth, and she follows it up. Mallory Macbeth with points off the bench for Julie Stewart. Talked about her presence coming on late. 6.2 points per game. Sophie Hawkinson commits the personal. 6th team foul for the Trojans, so Maple Grove will shoot free throws after the next foul. Wayzata currently on a 9-0 run. Maple Grove looking to end it. Hanna missed again. That was Addie Hanna on the short corner jumper. Hawkinson finds the open shooter, Marin Day, and she could not hit. Odie on the crossover. Anderson in the lane. Might have walked. Good extra pass. Addie Hanna open. Nearly banked it in from the corner. Allie Burns fighting for the board. And Wayzata wins the battle. Hawkinson, a backdoor look. Marin Day a little off balance. No whistle. Up ahead, Katie Holmquist off glass. 6 points for Holmquist. Much needed bucket for Maple Grove. Ends the long drought. Burns picked up her dribble looking for some help. Nearly threw it away. Hawkinson's there to recover. Macbeth. High post for Burns. Kick it out. Kaya Nash will try. Back iron, no. Here's Odie. Odie had it knocked away by Marin Day, but it's going to be a foul. And that'll be free throws for Maple Grove coming up. Second personal on Marin Day. A 1-and-1 for Jordan Odie. Odie's got 9 points in this first half. Wayzata has done a nice job keeping her in check thus far. She had 30 points in the win against the Trojans early on in the year. This is the second meeting in 6 games between these two teams. Odie misses the front end of a 1-and-1. Ellie Howard back on the floor, along with Annika Kieser and Katie Kelsenberg. Nice curl. Mallory Macbeth, her second field goal of the night. Under 2 minutes to play in this first half. Wayzata by 9. Going to get a blocking foul on Sophie Hawkinson, trying to plead her case. Thought she was moving her feet. Julie Stewart looking for an explanation. It'll be more free throws for the Crimson. Second personal on Hawkinson. Addie Hanna at the line. That's the first point of the night for Addie Hanna. She's had a chilly start to her night. Able to cash in from the line there. Back to a 7-point ball game. Under 90 seconds to play in this opening half. Number 5 versus number 2 in our non-conference showdown. Hawkinson falling away. Not a great shot. Addie Hanna off the bounce. And Bella Hanna stepped on the baseline. Turnover, Maple Grove. Kaya Nash will come back in for Hawkinson. Hawkinson will sit with those 2 personals. Julie Stewart doesn't want her to pick up a third here at the end of the half. Kaya Nash picked up her dribble, not in a great spot, looking for some help. Gets it back from Kieser, and Kaya Nash could not lay it in. Katie Kelsenberg sticking her nose in there, getting a tie-up. Possession arrow does give it to Maple Grove, but that could mean something if Wayzata will have the possession arrow at the end of the half. That means they'll start with the basketball in the second half. Mallory Macbeth with 4 points off the bench. She will sit. Here's Lexi Hanna on a handoff. Holmquist thought about a 3. Bella Hanna will spot up. Tough shooting night from beyond the arc for Maple Grove in this first half, and Odie throws it away. With 33 seconds remaining in this first half, a chance for Wayzata to hold for the final shot. 29-22, Wayzata in front. Howard on the drive, kick it out, Kaya Nash. Slip it in for Kelsenberg, and she gets the whistle. Katie Kelsenberg will go to the free throw line.
Fouls on the Crimson's number 20, Kate Holmquist. Her second, team's fifth. At the line for the Trojans, Kate Kelsenberg.
Katie Kelsenberg knocks down the first. The foul went on Holmquist.
Number 34, Sophia Anderson.
Big free throws from Katie Kelsenberg. Wayzata by 9. Under 10 seconds to play in this first half. Odie on the drive. She'll step back. Long 2 is good. And that's how the first half will end. A much-needed bucket for the Crimson. Jordan Odie in double figures now with 11, but it's Wayzata in front by 7. 31-24. Number 5, Wayzata leads number 2, Maple Grove, in our non-conference top 5 showdown. We'll step aside. Halftime is here. Second half is coming up in about 8 minutes. We'll be back. You've been watching girls basketball here on NSPN.
You're watching NSPN.TV, the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Up here, it's all about perspective. From the good life to the bad weather, the cities the townships, the land, the water. It's the state we love to love. It's the state we hate to leave. Fly over? Do so at your own peril, because perspective matters. And if it's happening down there, and over there, or up there, read about it here, and all across here. This isn't Minnesota nice. This is Minnesota news, and we are the Minnesota Star Tribune. We're not a paper, we're a fabric, one that can unite, incense, connect, frustrate, represent, and reflect all of us. It's the faces you may know. It's the voices you may not have heard. It's major, minor, it's urban, rural. It's left, right, and center field, because all the state's a stage, and everyone plays their part. We are the Minnesota Star Tribune, the heart and voice of the North.
I've been going to college now for like 4 years, and throughout my time here at McDonald's, I've earned a little over 12 grand in scholarship money from Archways. So
Archways each year gives me $2,500 for my tuition, which is a big deal.
While working at McDonald's, I've learned good time management skills and good communication skills.
after I started working here, I convinced a bunch of my friends to come work here too, because I thought the job was so cool.
Seven in our top 5 showdown in Class 4A. The Trojans lead 31-24. A strong first half. Maple Grove battled back after the strong start from Wayzata. Got things tied up at 18, but then Wayzata closed the half on a 13-6 run to lead by 7. Jordan Odie hit a bucket there late. She's got 11 first half points. Wayzata's been a little more spread out. Allie Burns with a strong start, though. She's already in double figures with 10. And it should be an exciting second half coming up shortly, with Wayzata having revenge on their mind, losing by a point after Jordan Odie had a layup with 7 seconds remaining in the meeting earlier this year. Should be an exciting finish. Second half is coming up next. But for now, we'll have our MN feature of the week. Here's Justin Barrientos for more.
I'm here at the XL Energy Center in St. Paul for the 2024 Minnesota State High School League Volleyball State Championship. I'm talking today with Allie Kronk, who's been the public address announcer for the state tournament for 50 years.
I have been working with Dorothy McIntyre for quite a bit on girls' sports. And when it came time to bring an announcer in for volleyball and gymnastics, I do gymnastics, did track at one time, I think she was looking for somebody with a voice like mine, apparently. And Dorothy also knows that I am a big promoter of girls' sports, and so she thought, let's have a woman do it, and this woman has probably got the voice that would do it. I was a teacher for 35 years. I taught health education, physical education, special education. I'm a mom of 4 children and a grandma of 8 grandchildren, kind of an activist person, but yet I have a lot of fun groups, book clubs and craft groups and that type of thing. I was going to school at St. Cloud State University, and I was very involved in the gymnastics program. Not that I could be a gymnast, because back in my day we couldn't be athletes, we were cheerleaders. But I was really enjoying gymnastics, so I invited Dorothy McIntyre's Happy Hearts from Eden Prairie. She had a gymnastics team and they came up and they worked with our kids from the college. Then when I started teaching in Minnetonka in the junior high, Dorothy once again brought over her Happy Hearts, and it was really more through gymnastics than anything that I got involved. In fact, we kind of laugh about when we planned the very first gymnastics meet. It was on the living room floor of my home back in 1974.
Kronk explains what makes for a good PA announcer.
To me, the biggest thing is when a girl gets to a state tournament, they deserve to have their name pronounced correctly. And so I will spend a lot of time with the coaches. Sometimes I even need to talk to one of the girls and tell them about, finding the pronunciation for their name. But that's a huge part of it. And then to be able to speak clearly and to be able to speak with some enthusiasm so that the crowd is feeling the excitement of the sport. I definitely spend time at home preparing. I go through all the name pronunciations from what I had from last year before I even meet the coaches again this year. I go through my script. I usually meet or talk with Amy beforehand for any changes that need to be done. I go through any notes from last year that I need to know about. It's preparation. I feel like this is my job and I want to do it well and I love doing it. I feel a little bit more confident than I did in 1974. I come usually about an hour and a half before the first match begins, and when I come I have a good process now of laying everything out, of all the people that I need to check in with.
She also believes support at home is key.
When I started announcing I had no children. Then we eventually had 1, 2, 3, 4 children. During the volleyball and the gymnastics tournament, my husband would take those days off and he would bring the kids to me, so during the sessions I could nurse my babies, and then I would get right back into announcing again. So I was very lucky to have such a supportive husband.
And sometimes you find out what your job means to other people.
After I had done this for about 10, 11 years, I got because I do meet the coaches and I do get to know them a lot and I do get to know the gymnasts. After about 11 years, the team from Marshall presented me with this medal, and it has a volleyball player on the front, and on the back it says, "Let's play volleyball." I wear it for all the tournaments. It means a lot.
At the XL Energy Center in St. Paul, covering the 2024 Minnesota State High School League Volleyball Tournament, Justin Barrientos, NSPN.TV.
And we welcome you back to Wayzata High School. Hogan Greenwood, Claire McLacken with you. 7-point ball game between number 5 Wayzata and number 2 Maple Grove. Wayzata with the possession arrow, so they'll start with the basketball here in the second half. Wayzata in the familiar home blue. Maple Grove in the road white. First half stats, Jordan Odie had 11 first half points with that bucket to end that first. Allie Burns with 10 points. She is the lone Trojan in double figures, and it's the same starting 5 on the floor for the Trojans to start. Hawkinson, Kelsenberg, Burns, Keyser, and Day. Keyser and Hawkinson playing with 2 fouls. Burns an early touch. She could not convert, and Odie pulls down the board. Same starting 5 for Maple Grove as well. It's Odie, Holmquist, Addie Hanna, Lexi Hanna, and Bella Hanna, the 5 on the floor. Holmquist on a crossover. Kicking it back out to Odie. Kelsenberg with the show, got the switch. Odie drives. Odie gets the whistle and the foul. Chance at a 3-point play for Jordan Odie, who had 30 points, as we mentioned, in the win against Wayzata earlier in the season. Second time this year that they meet non-conference. Doesn't usually happen that often. They only played once last year. Maple Grove winning by 28 points. Or excuse me, 18 points as Odie completes the 3-point play. Just like that, it's down to a 4-point ball game. Wayzata first half defense and full court pressure was wreaking havoc early on. See if that comes out in the second half. A blow by for Hawkinson and an easy 2. Sophie Hawkinson's got 6 points. She had 11 in the loss earlier in the year to Maple Grove. Odie with a discard. Here's Bella Hanna on the drive. Kick it out. Odie. Pull up 3 is good. Jordan Odie splashes home a triple. Down to a 1-possession game. Odie with 6 second half points. She's up to 17. Kelsenberg on the drive, and she responds with a bucket. Good environment here tonight as well. The Wayzata High School band showing out, bringing the energy. Here's Addie Hanna raining in a 3 from the corner. Addie Hanna had a tough first half, could not get much to fall, but a big 3 there for her confidence. Back the other way we go, and a blocking foul on the Crimson. Addie Hanna only had 2 free throws, so that's the first field goal for her tonight. It's a 3, and she's up to 5 points. Marin Day at the line for the Trojans. Wayzata 35, Maple Grove 33. A big non-conference showdown here in Class 4A. Day able to split a pair. 3-point advantage, and here comes that full court pressure from the Trojans. Maple Grove able to break it. Odie had it knocked away, and Keyser takes it away. Hawkinson getting downhill, plus the foul. Sophie Hawkinson, a chance at a 3-point play. Lexi. Bella Hanna picks up the foul. It's her first. Hawkinson completes the 3-point play. She's up to 9 points. Sophia Anderson back on the floor, number 34 in white. This is Lexi Hanna, and she gets it to go. Lexi Hanna's got 5 points. Keyser looking to respond, and that's an offensive foul. And that's a big one. Annika Keyser picks up her 3rd, so she will go to the bench. She plays just 2.5 minutes in the second half, and she will be spelled by Mallory Macbeth. Kaya Nash back in as well, as Wayzata will go small. Kelsenberg will sit. And are they getting an offensive foul on Maple Grove as well? There's an off-ball foul on the Crimson. 3rd team foul for Maple Grove already in the second half. Wayzata's got 2 team fouls. Burns getting to the rim and scoring. Her first field goal in the second half. She's up to a dozen. Hawkinson nearly knocked that away. Here's Addie Hanna on a crossover. Caitlin Clough back in. Handing off to Odie. Back to Clough. And nice 2-man gain from Odie and Clough. Hawkinson trying to reverse layup. Left it a little bit short. Anderson down with the defensive board. Addie Hanna had it knocked away by Hawkinson. It'll stay with Maple Grove. Looks like we got a shot clock issue. It reset to 35. It should not have. So shot clock will be put at 15 as Maple Grove retained possession. Get it into the corner. Odie working on Macbeth. Odie following away jumper, left it short. Wayzata on the move. Good nature back in. And she tried to bounce it to Nash. Hustling back was Addie Hanna. Trojans able to keep it. Deep 3. Hawkinson front iron, no. Bella Hanna spinning, a little too strong off glass. Good nature collects the rebound, and Kaya Nash will bring it into the front court. Hawkinson. Now Macbeth picked up her dribble. Shot clock under 10. Gonna have to make something happen. Nash will pull from 3. That's off the mark. Not a great possession for the Trojans. They're one and done. Odie in the corner for Anderson. That 3 is off the mark. Clough offensive rebound. Back in the corner for Anderson. She'll drive baseline. No call. Should have been at least something. Clough keeps it alive. Shot clock reset to 20. Odie in the corner. Bella Hanna tees it up. That's no good. Tapped out by Addie Hanna. And it's going to be a foul on Maple Grove, and Mark Cook is in disgust on the Maple Grove bench. Looked to be just a solid rebound for Addie Hanna, but instead she'll be replaced by Holmquist. Kelsenberg back on the floor after a short rest. Ellie Howard on the floor as well. Hawkinson and Burns getting a breather here. So some crucial minutes for Wayzata, leading by 4, 41-37. 12.5 minutes to go in the second. Kaya Nash stepped back, thought about a 3. Backdoor look, Keyser, and the pass was just a little too out in front from Howard. Turnover for the Trojans. Kaya Nash with the pickpocket. Nash picked up a dribble. Maple Grove did a great job getting back defensively in transition, and Julie Stewart will take a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll step aside. Wayzata in front by 4.
We are the Minnesota Star Tribune. We're not a paper, we're a fabric. One that can unite, incense, connect, frustrate, represent, and reflect all of us. The Minnesota Star Tribune, the heart and
Back here at Wayzata High School. Halftime score was 31-24. Wayzata outscoring, Maple Grove outscoring Wayzata 13-10 here in this second half. Jordan Odie's got 6 early points in this second half. She's up to 17, a game high. But Maple Grove already has 4 team fouls in this second half, so free throws could be crucial down the stretch. After it was a 1-point game early on in the year, Wayzata losing by 1 on an Odie bucket at Maple Grove High School. Looking for early revenge in 2024. Shot clock winding down. Keyser gets to the rim and scores. Annika Keyser with 4 points. And we're going to get a foul at midcourt. Kaya Nash a little aggressive there, going for the steal. 3rd team foul for the Trojans. Wayzata has dropped the last 2 to Maple Grove, including that 18-point loss in the only meeting last year. And this is a big moment for Wayzata early on in the year, not only trying to keep the momentum rolling after a 2-game win streak, trying to pick up a top 5 win here at home in non-conference play before they hit conference play. And as you know, the Lake Conference is so stacked in girls high school basketball, with Eden Prairie, Hopkins, Minnetonka, and St. Michael Alphaville all in the top 7. Deep in the shot clock, behind the back for Lexi Hanna. Open shooter is Holmquist. And the cold shooting continues for Maple Grove outside the arc. Holmquist resets and knocks it down. Big bucket for Katie Holmquist. Down to a 3-point game. Kaya Nash looking to answer. That one rolls off the rim. Bella Hanna down with the board. Wayzata looking for a trap in the backcourt. Maple Grove able to get it into the front court. Odie will try. And that's no good. Look at Sienna Mayer pulling it away from Kelsenberg. Holmquist. Bella Hanna on the drive. Holmquist again. Not this time. And a discard going for the rebound. Kaya Nash hit the deck. Foul's going to go on Maple Grove. That'll be the team's 5th.
Falls on the Crimson's number 42, Bella Hanna, her 2nd, team's 5th. Now in for the
Bella Hanna picks up her 2nd.
Burns, number 12, Sophie
Burns and Hawkinson back on. Just over 7.5 gone in the second. Burns going to work. 2 more for Allie Burns. She's up to 14 points. And that's a new season high now for Allie Burns. Her previous season high was 12. She came into tonight averaging just 8 points per game. And it's turning out to be a big night for Allie Burns. We'll see if Wayzata can keep the pace. They lead by 5, 45-40 with 10 minutes to play. Holmquist drills a 3. Second triple for Kate Holmquist here in this second half. It's down to a 2-point game and a takeaway. Lexi Hanna on the move. Wisely backs it out. Sienna Mayer and Jordan Odie will come to get it. Bella Hanna puts it on the deck. Back out for Holmquist. Shot clock at 7. Odie working on Day. Odie drives. Odie. And a foul is going to be called on Marin Day. Jordan Odie will go to the line. Kate Holmquist, by the way, up to a dozen points now, with 2 big-time triples to keep Maple Grove within touch here. Big foul on Marin Day. That's her 3rd. Hawkinson will be replaced by Macbeth. Marin Day will stay in the game for now. And Odie with 2 free throws ties it up at 45. First time we've been tied since it was 18-18, all the way back in the first half. Marin Day, touch on the block, picked up her dribble. Keyser, a good off-ball cut, lost it. Burns, and she gets the whistle. Allie Burns a chance to add to her total. Second foul on Addie Hanna as Burns cashes in on the first free throw. Hawkinson just getting some direction from Julie Stewart. Nash will go to the bench. 2 big free throws for Allie Burns as Wayzata reclaims the lead. Odie, down low, Lexi Hanna draws a double team. Odie comes to get it. Trying to duck in for Addie Hanna, it wasn't there. Good active hands from Hawkinson. 16 to work for the Crimson. Get it into Odie, she'll pull the trigger and knock it down. Maple Grove leads for the first time tonight. Blocking foul as Keyser raced the other way. Sienna Mayer is going to pick up her 3rd. And that'll send Annika Keyser to the free throw line. Jordan Odie now up to a game-high 22 points. She's got 11 points, matching her first half total just in this second half. Keyser goes 0 for 2. It's an empty possession for Wayzata. Katie Kelsenberg set to check back in at the next whistle. Here's Holmquist off the bounce. Holmquist on the drive. Could not finish. And Marin Day gets hit from behind by Holmquist. It's going to be free throws for Wayzata as Maple Grove's over the limit. Free throws the rest of the half with 8:24 to go. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Annika, or for Marin Day rather. So Kelsenberg will come back in as Allie Burns will get a short break. Expect her to come back in. Marin Day, a big free throw there, ties things up at 48. Just crazy to think that she's only a sophomore. She was an outstanding player last year as a freshman. Goes 1 for 2 from the stripe, 48 all with just over 8 and change to go. Addie Hanna off the crossover. Her sister Lexi will fly and knock down a triple. Macbeth, a high post touch. Shot clock's already down to 4. Not sure if it reset all the way to 35. Hawkinson doesn't know it's a shot clock violation. A turnover for the Trojans, an uncharacteristic shot clock violation on Wayzata, and a chance for Maple Grove to add to their lead. They've come all the way back. Trailed by 7 at the break. Macbeth will go out. Kai Nash back on. It's going to be a trip as Addie Hanna took a spill. Just the 6th team foul for the Trojans, but it's number 3 on Hawkinson. Caitlin Clough, a short stint for her. She's replaced by Bella Hanna. Good hands by Hawkinson. Able to deflect the inbound pass. Hawkinson a step back triple. That one spins out. Knocked out by Kelsenberg. It's going back to Maple Grove. Mark Cook will call a timeout. A full timeout. We'll step aside. Maple Grove leads by 3 here in our top 5 showdown. 7:23 to go here from Wayzata High School.
Hi everyone, my name is Dennis Muga. I've been with McDonald's for 6 years. So as a full-time student in college, I was able to join McDonald's because of the flexible schedules and also opportunities, which includes the archways. Through archways, I was able to graduate from college debt-free, and also it helped me grow as a person. I really enjoyed the environment. That's why I applied at McDonald's.
Support your teams and community with NSPN.TV. Enjoy exclusive coverage from Summer Town Ball to high school championships. Plus, feature stories and podcasts that bring you closer to the action. Stay connected with NSPN.TV, your neighborhood sports network.
And we're back here at Wayzata High School. A good look at the Maple Grove huddle and a timeout by Mark Cook. Timeouts remaining. Maple Grove has 3 left. Wayzata has 4 left. Maple Grove leads by 3 after they trailed by 7 at the break. A 10-point swing. 3-point shooting has picked up for Kate Holmquist. She's got 2 second-half triples. Jordan Odie leads all scorers, a game-high 22 points. She had 30 in the 1-point win, including the game winner in the meeting earlier this year. Knocked away off the inbound. Marin Day going in, and she lays it off the glass. A big steal for Wayzata as they pick up the pressure out of the timeout. Marin Day's up to 9 points. Odie off the bounce, trying to slip one through. Lexi Hanna able to save it. Outside Anderson. Lexi Hanna will try a triple. That one spins off the rim. Marin Day left all alone, and that one was halfway down. And last touch by Kelsenberg. A good look there from the sophomore, just couldn't get it to go. Holmquist had it knocked away. Bella Hanna was there, and Maple Grove will reset up top. Holmquist got the switch on Kelsenberg. Kelsenberg doing an excellent job staying in front and intercepted by Kai Ash. And we have another shot clock issue. It did not run after the change of possession. It'll be reset to 32. with 6:15 remaining in this second half. It's Maple Grove by 1. Both teams average 70-plus points, but it's another grinded-out game. Final score is 56-55 in the earlier meeting. Here's a duck in. Marin Day trying to go high off glass. No good. Odie down with the board. Addie Hanna, that shot was blocked. Holmquist read it. She's able to save it. Odie gets a touch. And a whistle and a foul as Wayzata's in disbelief. And that's going to go on Marin Day. That's her 4th. Odie at the line. Allie Burns back on. She will spell Marin Day. Probably won't be the last of Marin Day, but gonna have to sit with those 4 personals. Odie goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. It's a 3-point lead for the Grimson. Hawkinson drives and scores. Tough bucket for Sophie Hawkinson. A little bit of token pressure that time from Wayzata. Addie Hanna will carry into the front court. Odie got the switch on Burns. Going to her left hand. Odie pull-up jumper. That one falls off the rim. Burns. No whistle. She could not convert, and back comes Maple Grove. Lexi Hanna on a handoff. Holmquist. Holmquist crossover on Nash. Holmquist, nifty move to the rim. Big time second half for Kate Holmquist. Wayzata quickly into the front court. Keyser misses the mid-range jumper and over the back on Kelsenberg. And we'll walk to the other end. It's going to be free throws from Maple Grove as Wayzata's over the limit. It's going to be the 3rd on Kelsenberg. Mallory Macbeth will replace Keyser. 4:19 remaining. It's Maple Grove by 3 with Bella Hanna at the line. And she's able to earn the bonus, knocking down the front end. Two big free throws for Bella Hanna. (57-52), largest lead of the night for Maple Grove at 5. Hawkinson thought about a 3. Wayzata will work some clock here. Hawkinson's pass is deflected. Jordan Odie running the floor. Odie lays it in. Timeout Trojans. Maple Grove is on a run and they lead 59-52. 3:52 left in the second half. We'll step out.
We are the Minnesota Star Tribune. We're not a paper, we're a fabric. One that can unite, incense, connect, frustrate, represent, and reflect all of us. The Minnesota Star Tribune, the heart and voice of the
It's a big game for both teams. Maple Grove looking for the season sweep. Wayzata looking to avenge their only loss of the year. Both teams ranked inside the top 5. Wayzata 5, Maple Grove 2. Both teams only with 1 loss. Maple Grove lost in the second game of the year to Providence Academy. Wayzata's only lost to Maple Grove by a point. And looking ahead at schedules for both teams. Maple Grove will play on Saturday at Alexandria High School and then at home against number 6 STMA. Those are the next 2 games for Maple Grove before Christmas. Wayzata has another home game against Roseville. But before that, they'll play on the road at Como Park on December 17th. So this is a big one for the Trojans as well. Lexi Hanna commits the foul. Free throws for Katie Kelsenberg, 1-1. Big free throws for Katie Kelsenberg, who's an improved free throw shooter from last year, just her 2nd year of varsity basketball. She's a standout middle on the volleyball team, won a few state championships. Back down to a 5-point game. Maple Grove breaks the Wayzata pressure. Kelsenberg doesn't want to pick up a foul. And Maple Grove will use a timeout. 30-second timeout from Mark Cook. We'll keep it here. 3:37 to go. So Maple Grove should be left with 2 timeouts. Wayzata has 3 timeouts remaining. Both teams in the bonus. In fact, Wayzata will be in the double bonus next foul for Maple Grove. It's the Crimson by 5. And Jordan Odie has a game high 26 points. She has 15 second half points for the Crimson. And Maple Grove's second half shooting has gotten a lot better. Did not shoot a great number in the first half, but have taken the lead. Led by 7 just a moment ago, but free throws from Kelsenberg got it down to 5. Maple Grove will inbound in front of the scores table with 3:37 remaining. A foul away from the basketball, and if it's on Marin Day, it's her 5th.
Falls on Wayzata's number 3, Marin Day.
A tough foul for Marin Day to pick up there. Not only does she foul out, it gives free throws for Addie Hanna. And Annika Gieser will come back on for Marin Day. That'll be the end for Marin Day. She finishes with 9 points.
Replacing number 3, Marin Day.
1-1 for Hanna. And she missed the front end. Wow, a big miss for Addie Hanna, who's usually a reliable free throw shooter. Chance for Wayzata to get closer. Here's a handoff for Kieser. No travel on the bobble. Here's Hawkinson driving. Hawkinson gets the whistle. And Sophie Hawkinson earns a trip to the line.
Fouls on the Crimson's number 31, Jordan Odie. That is her first, team's 10th.
2 free throws for Hawkinson, but she misses the front end, and she's usually a reliable free throw shooter as well. Sophie Hawkinson splits a pair. It's down to a 4-point ball game. Full court press from Wayzata. Get it into Lexi Hanna. Kelsenberg gets a tie-up. Possession arrows Maple Grove. But Maple Grove just has 5 seconds to get it across the timeline.
Correction. Possession here belongs to Crimson.
Addie Hanna will inbound. Going over the top for Jordan Odie. And Odie lays it in. Hawkinson got a piece of the paint, picked up her dribble. Back out for Hawkinson. Under 3 minutes to play. 6-point lead for the Maple Grove Crimson. Kaya Nash thought about a step back. Shot clock down to 15. Not a great possession for Wayzata here. Kelsenberg gets a touch on the perimeter. Hawkinson, a deep range three. That's off the mark, and Odie pulls down the rebound. Wayzata didn't get into a great offensive set there. Going to need to stop defensively here. Still a two-possession ball game. Don't want to commit a foul, though, on the perimeter here. Kaya Nash. Holmquist goes behind the back. Holmquist, and she gets the foul. Katie Holmquist will go to the line. Chance to add to her total. Third personal on Kaya Nash. Wayzata will use a 30-second timeout. They'll be down to 2 timeouts. So free throws out of the timeout for Maple Grove. Marin Day has fouled out for Wayzata. Both teams are in the double bonus the rest of the way. 2:11 remaining. It's Maple Grove by 6. And Wayzata is running out of time here. Gonna have to string a few stops together combined with a few buckets. We'll see what lineup Julie Stewart goes with. Maple Grove has their starting 5 still on the floor. Although Maple Grove has 10 team fouls in the second half, no true starting 5 players in foul trouble. Kate Holmquist is the only player with 3 fouls, personal. And a big free throw for Katie Holmquist at the line. She's up to 15 points now on the night. Make it 16 after she goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. A little bit of token pressure from Maple Grove just to waste a little bit of time. Wayzata gets it into the front court. It's Hawkinson to operate. On a handoff to Burns, she picked up her dribble. Hawkinson on the drive. That one falls off the rim. And we're going to get a rebound foul on Maple Grove. It's going to go on Odie, and Burns will go to the line. And they're going to get the foul on Lexi Hanna instead of Odie. Burns with the big free throw there. Allie Burns up to 17 points. Continues to add to her season high. And now 18. 63-57. It's Maple Grove by 6. More full court pressure. Get into Lexi Hanna, and now Holmquist on the sideline. Wayzata doesn't need to foul. They're going to go for a steal. Did not get it. Wayzata can play this possession out without fouling if they can get a stop. Odie up top. 10 to shoot. Nash fell down. Lexi Hanna on the drive. No. Rebound down to Kelsberg, and here comes Hawkinson. Hawkinson on the drive. Kick it back out. Post up Burns. Burns trying to shoot over the top, and the rebound is going to be a It looks like we're back. We got a little bit of a technical difficulty there. Jordan Odie knocking down a couple free throws at 66-57 with under a minute to play for Wayzata to work. Hawkinson on the drive. Hawkinson high off glass for two. Quick timeout for Julie Stewart. 50.1 remaining. It's going to be a full timeout for Wayzata. They'll be down to one timeout left. Jordan Odie, another 30-point night for her. 2 30-point games this season already. Just 5 games in, or 6 games in now, counting tonight. She's been a walking bucket, and the Michigan State Spartans are going to be glad to get her on campus in East Lansing when she graduates in the spring. Maple Grove trying to build off what was an outstanding and successful season from last year, winning a state tournament game in the quarters on a buzzer beater from Claire Stern. They finished in 4th place after losing to Hopkins and then losing to St. Michael in the 3rd place game. But they have aspirations to getting back to the state tournament just like Wayzata, trying to break through this year against potentially another Hopkins section final. We'll talk about that when we get there. Meanwhile, 50.1 to go, inbound for Maple Grove. They get it into Holmquist, and a quick foul from Kaya Nash. Not too many free throw shooters that you want to foul on this Maple Grove team. A lot of them are really excellent free throw shooters, including Holmquist, who will go to the line. Holmquist up to 17 points. Howard back on along with Macbeth. Little offense for defense for Julie Stewart. Holmquist now a new season high. Make it 18 points for Holmquist. 68-59. Hawkinson going right to the rim. Made it tough. Did Jordan Odie. Last touch by Maple Grove. Kai Nash will trigger in. Get it into Hawkinson. Clock is not running as Hawkinson pulls the trigger. Now it's running, and she missed a 3. And a foul is going to go on the Trojans, and Jordan Odie will shoot more free throws. Keyser picks up her 4th. After a strong start for Wayzata, Maple Grove fought all the way back, tied things at 18. Then Wayzata led by 7 at the break. But the number 2 ranked team, Maple Grove, appears that they are going to walk out of here with a road victory. Jordan Odie now 32 points. She continues to add to her tally. Just 1 point shy of her career high, 33 points she scored last year. Nash quickly ahead. Hawkinson gets open for 3. And that goes down for Sophie Hawkinson. Maybe not done yet for Wayzata. Quickly get it into Odie, and Nash will reach out and commit the foul. Just trying to extend this game if you're Wayzata with 23.1 remaining. It's going to be the 5th on Kaya Nash. Just 2 points for Nash. Did not play in the first meeting. Had an excellent last 2 games against Park Center and Chaska. And she will be replaced by Keyser. Jordan Odie at the line, a chance to tie and surpass her career high. That free throw ties her career high of 33 points. A new career high, 34 points for Jordan Odie. 2 30-plus point games for Odie in these two meetings with Wayzata. 72-62, Maple Grove in front. Keyser get it back to Hawkinson, gonna get a shot up. Hawkinson will drive on Odie. Not a great foul there by Odie, as Wayzata will have a chance to score while the clock is stopped. 13.4. Two free throws for Hawkinson. Get it into Odie once again. Up ahead for Lexi Hanna. Maple Grove will back it out. Wayzata will call the dogs off, and the Crimson are going to take two from Wayzata here in 2024. They pick up a top 5 win on the road. Maple Grove wins at 72-64. On the back of Jordan Odie, she puts up a 34-piece en route to victory. 5-1 now. Maple Grove improves on the season, as Wayzata falls to 4-2. Their only losses to Maple Grove, their crosstown rival. But a chance for Wayzata to pick up a couple more non-conference wins before they hit conference play. And you know how good the Lake Conference is in Class 4A. 19 points for Sophie Hawkinson, but it wasn't enough. Wayzata falls 72-64. For our entire crew, Hogan Greenwood, Claire McLagan, thank you for joining us and have a good night. Crimson win here on the road.